Hey there, this is Rob. This is Tick Bandit. So if I'm putting this on the Bigfoot channel, and these settings will be getting put into Bigfoot, but it's not accomplished yet. But I wanted to get everybody kind of up to date, especially how to use it and what to look for. So what it's going to do is whenever we have a candle grouping, it's going to give you an audio alert. And I've got this set up for the Nasdaq one tick. Works very well. And so it's going to give you an audio alert, and in this case you'd have a couple of winners, and then you have this winner short. And I just look for one trade. You can do multiple trades if you want, but what I'm trying to do is get in around the middle of the candle. That's where these yellow hash marks are, and that's adjustable within the Tick Bandit parameters. You'll see the same thing to the long side. So as you hear, in my case I have a ding, or if you're using one of the Ninja Trader alerts, audio alerts, you can change that to whatever you like. So this would be a winner. We would just want to get in mid candle, and then so by the time that candle prints, you're a couple of ticks into profit, and just a few more candles you'll hit your profit. It's pretty easy to do. So plenty of follow through. In this case, I got my ding. I placed my order. It was kind of like right after this this candle with the tail on it, and then I hit my target. In this one, I heard the ding. This is overstretched, so we were talking about this in the room, so that's what I wanted to run through with everybody, is kind of how we use our 4 tick and what you want to look for, because the things that we always look for in the room, and if you have the indicator package yourself, this is the same stuff that we go over all the time. So let's have a look at that real fast. Okay, so in this case, this is all long on targeter, right? So to the long side, and that's going to be all of this as well, that's going to be easier. Now once you get up into this level and things turn over based on targeter and bid ask, then it's going to be this push short. And then the buyers stepped back in at the 9:40 time frame, and so that was this push here. Now once you get into this overstretched area, this is our reversal band, so they went a little bit past it. No big deal. We always keep an eye on targeter so they can shoot well past it if they want to, and it will kind of change what we look at if we go far beyond it, because then this can be a support level. But we only just barely cleared it. We printed some doji candles. Clearly they wanted to turn over and go short. So the very first leg down was like in here, and that's when I caught this short, and it backed up, but just not enough to knock me out, and then I hit the target. And then we had the rest of this follow through. Now whenever you get your midline cross, that's when you're going to get all of that movement. So you can get in earlier and try to catch tops and bottoms, but whenever you have your crosses on targeter, it's going to be this, it's going to be this, it's going to, well, this is all long in here. This one turned over, didn't really have much follow through because we were fairly close to where buyers would step in anyway. Over here, all this in here we'll have a look at in a minute, and so you're just wanting to catch longs in there. So if you get into a situation like this, just looking at this is going to tell you, well, we definitely have divergence and we're definitely overstretched, so they're going to want to short. So that means if you did get a signal up here long, you want to ignore it. We didn't, that's part of Tick Bandit's job, is to ignore that kind of thing. But we want to just keep an eye on that. So we're basically just looking for these directional areas. So caught the short to the downside, caught another short in here. This one looks a little funky because 1425 is actually here. So if you look at where your 1425 is like here. I don't know why it's putting it all on this same candle. It's just kind of weird. But I did catch it fairly quickly after the turn, probably about 4th candle, and then there was obviously a big run to the downside, and that's all of this, right? So now when we get into here, we don't really want shorts into this area because we're already crossed up on targeter, and it's a bounce point. We went from overstretched back to support, and they want to bounce. It's very natural for the market to do that. So let's have a look at how this played out. So what we had was this kind of back and forth nonsense, and you can actually hit target on this because remember, we're getting in mid candle, so we only need sometimes 3-4 candles of follow through in order to hit your target. So you can actually make target on these little ones. I was discussing it in the room because we're always going over our charts, so all these would alert me, but sometimes I just can't pay attention. I can't catch every trade, and actually I catch maybe 25%. So anyway, and I was in a pretty long support session with my buddy in Germany. So anyway, we had this big long push to the upside play out. So what is that on our 4-tick? That's all this. So this is the first leg. That's this. No audio alerts, nothing associated with this one. And then this is the second leg. So when you get these big moves, a lot of times there will be a pause in the middle. There wasn't really any kind of pause to the downside. It was all just straight. So then we get into the rest of this. So when we're into here, we don't want to look for shorts anymore once we get back into our channel, right? So they can go deeper in the channel as they did previously, or, you know, that's why we have our bands that are kind of spread out here, because they really do pay attention to those. Then we had the nice push to the upside. So let's see, this is the 1130 short in here. That's this one actually. And then this one here, I was stupid to take it, and it was just because I wasn't paying attention to what was going on. I don't want this short. I actually want the long. So when I that was this in here, and I shouldn't have taken it because we were all north of the midline, and you know that the market wants to bounce. So I took a stop, and then I immediately got this one here. And then once we got up to the reversal band, well, guess what? That's good for shorts again. So then I had that short. And then we got into this lunchtime fair. Lunchtime can be pretty tight, but actually these were all winners in here. Not this one. I happened to take this one, and I took it off early because it was kind of pausing. And then as soon as I went for just 4 ticks instead of my normal 6, then it dropped down with another 5 or 6 ticks of follow through. So that's what we're looking for. And then of course when you get to this is all short. It's a midline cross, and then you get lots of follow through to the downside. Here's a midline cross long, lots of follow through to the upside. So that's exactly what we're looking for. So I guess the point of this video is just when you get into these sections like here and here, anytime that you get into those areas, just realize what makes sense. Just because they got up to the reversal band doesn't mean they're just going to touch it and then come, diving back towards the center channel. We have to look at targeter at the same time, and when targeter is going to agree, because you can actually stay overstretched for a while, and unless targeter tells you, well, we're getting a midline cross, there's probably going to be a big move coming. If you don't see that, then there's no sense in second guessing it. The indicators are going to show you what's going on with the market, and this tells us our context. Our Tick Bandit chart, I don't have any reversal bands. I don't have anything on this, so this is kind of trading somewhat naked because we're not seeing what is overstretched. You're basically trading a blank chart that just happens to give you audio alerts on direction. So just make sure that when you are hearing it, that you just take a look at the charts that you're using. 8 tick is of some value. 4 tick I find more valuable for this kind of stuff. And it's just going to be taking these kind of crazy looking targeters when there's agreement. And so you'll see the agreement, and it'll take these trades. So all right, I just want to let everybody know how that's working and what you should look for. This will get retrofitted into Bigfoot. That's why I'm putting this on the Bigfoot channel, and that is coming up. However, because that would be automated, it means it's going to take all of the good trades and some of the bad ones, because it doesn't have that market context built into it. And that's why having a little bit of sensibility on what to look for. Remember, in Bigfoot you can turn off longs or shorts. So you could, as you got into overhead resistance, you can turn your longs off, and then it'll only look for trades in the short direction. So there'll be some of that. And then as far as any other filters, I'll see. I haven't had a chance to review the auto, so with the Tick Bandit settings built into it. But Tick Bandit is available as just a manual indicator. And if you do have the EminiSniper TrendBards, that's a necessity, because those are the only ones that I use with Tick Bandit. So if you don't have those, you can purchase them, or if you're a lifetime member, you have them anyway. So Tick Bandit, is essentially a free gift just to the lifetime members. Or if you want to purchase the TrendBards, then you can get that as part of your monthly subscription. All right, thanks all. Appreciate it, and we will talk again.